Welcome to Supply Chain course with the topic Supply Chain Process Integration. How are all of you today? I hope all of you feeling well today. First of all, before discussing the supply chain process integration material, I will show you the learning objective. First, you should be able to understand the benefit of supply chain integration. Second, understand the supply chain management integration model. And third, understand the obstacles of process integration. Let's start or review the SCM definition. We start to the Simsi-Levy 2004. SCM is the set of the approach used at the efficiency integrated from supplier until to the customer to minimize system-wide cost while satisfy service level requirement. The second, we take from the Council Supply Chain Management Professional 2020, the essence of supply chain management, integrated supply and demand management within a cross of supply chain. From two definitions, we look the keyword to be the buzzword in the supply chain is integrated. What is integrated in supply chain? We will discuss more detail in this topic. Primary goal of supply chain management is to create value for the end of the customer. What is the value? Value is reflection, benefit, and the cost ratio. Of course, every customer wants get the high value. To achieve this goal, a firm must deliver the product with the high benefit and with the low cost. And the other side, the firm in the supply chain network must integrate the process activity both internally and also externally. What is the integrated supply chain management process? First, the activity purchasing or supplier partnering and inventory management and control, demand lead time management, material management, manufacturing, the remanufacturing or assembly, storage and transportation, all the fulfillment, and the finally is customer analysis. Okay. What is the process integration mean? It is a coordinating and sharing information and, of course, resources to jointly manage a process. When look this figure in supply chain, it is exists the three flow in supply chain. The first flow, it must be managed and sharing in the supply chain. The first is the information flow. It's information flow from the upstream to the downstream. The second is the product flow. It's a flow from the upstream to the downstream. And the third, it must be managed, is money. Money flow from the downstream to the upstream. And next, what is the benefit of supply chain integration? The first, company, we will better understand of the customer and better ability to serve them. Second, with the supply chain integration, company will more cost effectively and efficient with the increased ROI and the profit margin. And the third, it will be reduce waste, material, and time, and redundancy in supplier function. And the fourth is the less risk and enhance the competitiveness between their competitor. And the five, keep up with the demand and be more flexibility to changing markets. And the sixth, a firm will be better opportunity for the investment when the operating with the collective power. And finally, is get early warning for the problem anywhere in the supply chain due to the information sharing. And now, we look the supply chain management integration model. We start to identify the critical supply chain training and partner, and after that, review, establish the corporate marketing, manufacturing, sourcing, and logistics supply chain strategies. We look at the detail. Why the firm must identify the critical supply chain trading partner? Because the trading partner will be enable sale and delivery of end the product to final customer. In logistic term, the activity we can seek this activity in the distribution channel or outbound logistic. And what we must review the established supply chain strategy. It is regarding the part purchase supplier. The second, sub layout and manufacturing and process. We must improve the layout and manufacturing process and design of the product manufacture to seek the best design to minimize the total cost of logistic to deliver to our customer. And next is mode of transportation. As we know, the mode of transportation include the land, train, air, water, and pipeline. Of course, the firm must seek the best mode to minimize the total cost of transportation. And warranty and return service. The activity of return service, we know or familiar this activity with the revised logistic. And next, the employee training methods. And finally, the type of information technology used. We back to the model, and next, it must be align the supply chain strategies and the key process objective. We look the align supply chain strategies. There is the 8 key supply chain business process. First, we call it the customer relationship management. The customer relationship management is identify the key customer service, and after that, the tailoring a product and service agreement to meet their needs. Second, customer service management. What is customer service management? It's providing information to customers such as product availability, shipping date, order status, and administrating product service agreement. And the third is the demand management. It is a balancing customer requirement by synchronize the firm marketing, production, and distribution plans. And next is manufacturing flow management. It is a determined manufacturing process requirement to enable the right mix of the flexibility, velocity to satisfy demand. And supplier relationship management is the managing product and service agreement with the supplier and developing close working relationship with the key supplier. And now the product development and commercialization. It is developing new product frequency and getting them to the market effectively. And finally, it is a return management. Return management is managing used product disposition, product recall, packing requirement, and minimizing future return. We back to the model. And next, after we align the supply chain strategy, we go to the develop internal performance measure for each of the key process, and after that, assess and improve internal integration of key supply chain processes. We look at the detail. Okay. The first, the develop internal performance measure for the key process. We make the performance should be continuously measured with the metric for each process. This enable some metric for a measure our company such as the flexibility, cost, utilization, productivity, and so on. And the company or firm use the integrated system such as the ERP system. In ERP system will be support internal performance measure. And the second is after we develop the internal performance, and next we must assess and improve internal integration of the key supply chain process. What must be required? The first, empower the team and cooperation across all functions, and then management supports and resources using ERP system, and of course understanding the internal supply chain. We back to the integration model, and after that develop the supply chain performance measure for each of the key process, and after that assess and improve external process integration and supply chain performance. It's different from the previous stage. In previous stage, we evaluate the internal. After we evaluate the internal, we develop the strategy performance in external. Okay, we look at this more detail. The first, we develop the supply chain performance measure for the key process. Monitor the link with the trading partner in the key supply chain processes. Trading partner must monitor a number of cost-oriented. We focus to the cost-oriented measures of rate across the member from the key of supply chain process, and after that we assess and improve external process integration performance, such as a build and maintain, strengthen a relationship. And after that, we share information concerning the sales, forecast information, new product, expansion plans, new processes, and new marketing campaign process integration will be enabled for them to collaborate and share this information. We back to the model. And after that, firm must extend process integration to the second tier supply chain partner and beyond. And after that, re-evaluate annually or as required. We look at the detail. Extended process, it is an integrated process to the second tier partners and beyond. To do the activity, to achieve the activity, it must using the technology. Today, there is the technology to extend the process integration. We call this radio frequency identification or RFID text. This is a microchip device, relay information product, warehouse about this. It moves through the supply chain. And after we extend the process integration using the RFID, or another technology, the firm must re-evaluate the integration model annually. Trading partners should revisit the integration model annually to identify changes with the supply chain and to assess the impact this change have on the integration efforts. Now, we go to the obstacle to the process integration along the supply chain. Of course, to achieve integration along the supply chain, we must face the obstacle and solve this problem in the process integration. But the obstacle in the supply chain integration, we must can solve this problem. The problem is the first, the silo mentality. The second, the lack of supply chain visibility. And the third is lack of the trust. And next, the lack of the knowledge. And finally, the activities causing the bullwhip effect. We will discuss this one by one. We start from the silo mentality. What is the silo mentality? We can look this picture. Yeah. The silo mentality, it occurs when partners of supply chain do not share information, goals, tools, priorities, and the process with the other partner in supply chain, like this figure. Okay, the silo mentality we can identify when the partner in supply chain have the perception I win and you lose, or using the cheapest suppliers, not reliable supplier or partnership supplier, ignoring the customers, and assigning few resources to new product and service design. Firm must strive to align supply chain goals and the goal and initiative of the firm. Performance review of manager must include their ability to integrate the process internally but externally. And the second is the lack of the supply chain visibility. In one survey, 2002, 67% of manufacturers had not yet successfully synchronized their supply chain operation with those of their trading partner. When we look this figure, what degree of visibility do you have across all tier and level of your supply and value chains? Is 4% none, and 20% very low visibility at all, and 35% only with the top tier supplier, and 34% some visibility into a level of the trading partner, and just 6% complete transparency for the all tier of the value chain. This is the lack of supply chain visibility. Visibility means how every partner in supply chain can monitor real time the flow of product, flow of information, and flow of money from the upstream supply chain until to downstream supply chain. To solve this problem, the RFID technology promised to add the real-time information visibility to supply chain. The next is lack of trust. Successful process integration between partners require trust. Trust occurs over time. Partner earn trust. The creating collaboration trust are based on start small. We can start small. Pick a project likely provide a quick return, and also we can look inward, establishing trust with the internal constituents, and also firm can gather around, meet face to face, and go for the win-win, optimize business for all supply chain members. Don't give away the store. Some information should remain proprietary, and just do it. Simple start sharing information. And the fourth is lack of knowledge. In one survey of the 122 executive practicing SCM, it is a 43% said the lack of core SCM skill and knowledge was the greatest obstacle with their own organization, and 45% echoed this opinion for their trading partner. It means firms successfully managing their supply chain must spend significant time influencing and increasing the capability of themselves and their partner. The fifth is bullwhip effect. The bullwhip effect, it will be discussed in more detail in the next topic, but the bullwhip effect is the forecast and their corresponding order along the supply chain can become amplified and accumulated, causing what is termed the bullwhip effect. Bullwhip effect is a variation in demand lead to problem in the capacity planning, inventory control, and workforce and production schedule. Ultimately, this variation result in the lower level of customer service and the higher total supply chain costs. Okay. As always, at the end, I give assignment to understand this topic better. PT Pos Indonesia is eyeing the e-commerce market with a target of delivering goods, especially to online trader for a maximum 2 days. To realize this target, it is necessary to integrate internal business process at PT Pos Indonesia and external integration into online merchant and customers. To solve the problem, you must make an opinion and discuss how the PT Pos Indonesia carry out internal and external integration. Thank you very much for your attention.